Alright, everyone, we're back with little pink puffball. DeDeDe, I guess is his name. I don't know, wait, no. He's the blue man. No, we're gonna have a gourmet race. And if you don't know what a gourmet race is, that's okay. The game will let you know. And I'm glad that our big blue penguin friend is getting on the treadmill. I know he looks like he's put on a few winter pounds. And that's okay. He's doing okay for himself. But it appears that someone has cruelly put food in front of both Kirby and Mr. DeDeDe, and whatever. Yeah, it's pretty simple stuff. Don't worry about it. Just all you got to do is run, eat food, and whoever has the most food at the end is the winner. And I'm not amazing at this one. I try to get as much food as I can, and sometimes I miss out. But it's very quick. It's very fast paced. I like the platforming better than I like running all over, snagging snacks and stuff. By the way, this is probably a good time to mention all of the food. Man, that was actually kind of smooth. I'm sorry. I was taken by my own playing style. All of the food in this game, in the Japanese version, it was different types of food. It wasn't like I'm not gonna go through all the food. Like, take a look. You can probably tell what it's supposed to be, I guess. But it was more common, like Japanese food. Japanese food, whatevs. But no, it was just changed in localization, and I kind of appreciate that because I mean, as much as I'd love to know what a rice ball is or whatever, I only know like three types of Japanese food. I'm sorry, but no, it's odd that. It's odd that he look at King DeDeDe every time he makes that silly little grin every time he gets food. It's awesome. Like, he's so proud of himself, but you're probably not going to see it for a little bit because I just cut him off and got all that food, hit the checkpoint, and you get extra points for hitting the checkpoint before DeDeDe does. So that's pretty nifty. And now you get powers. You can use powers if you'd like to. I never do. I think it's not a bad idea. It's just kind of a waste of my time. I can run, I'll be fine. I don't need to do anything fancy schmancy. We're not attacking King DeDeDe, we're just having a friendly little competition. And I forgot to mention, if you get a Maxim tomato, those tomatoes with the M on it, in case you couldn't read or know what tomatoes are, they get you 2 points instead of all of the pieces of food that typically give you 1. So just be careful, watch out for the spikes. You don't have a health meter, so it's not like anything's going to happen to you. You'll just get stunned, and that's okay. Oh, this is fun, but man, I'll tell you, it's beautiful, but it leaves me yearning for platform and action, dog. That is my life. That is my thing. That is what I do. And racing. I ain't no speed runsman. I don't run no fast. I'm no smarty pants. I don't know how to do things quick. And I was mistaken. Sorry, the Maximum Tomato is 3 points, not 2. I forgot how to count them. I apologize. But King DeDeDe got 50 points. I got 112. I think I might have beaten him. Oh, look at how bummed out he is, just chilling by the corner. I almost wish I'd let him win. If he's that bummed out about it, I could handle it. But anyways, enough gourmet racing. Just wanted to show you one of the 8 or 9 games in one that we have. We're finally going back to the action I so craved. Dyna Blade. That's a smooth name. There's a big old bird in the background. Who knows? And I already did showcase copy to you guys because I couldn't help myself, but this is when I'll actually start using it a little more. And it's even like sweet enough to remind you, are you inhaling and flying? Well, Kirby is clearly not paying attention though. But no, I like that it's making sure, hey, you still doing the things that we asked you to do? Like, good on you, good job. So, this Mr. Waddle Doo, what happens when we eat him? Well, we swallowed him. And now we get the beam power-up. But what I like about this game, though, is all of the power-ups, it's not just, oh, you see Kirby, like, doing the beam. Like, you see he gets, like, a little wand of blue orbs, like, when he was running like that. And you can also charge it, and things like that. Fire. Come on, fire it, big time! And you get fire. And you can spit out some fire and turn into a fireball, and do all that stuff and turn the stone. And the stone actually is kind of... It's not one of my favorite power-ups, but you can turn into a bunch of, like, different little... whatever. You can turn into different items, or different shapes, or whatever. And, I don't know, like, stone's not my favorite power-up. There's one power-up that everybody really loves, but I just don't enjoy at all. And I'll get to that soon, but we'll discuss that when it's a little more relevant. And... Sorry, I already showed off the mic power-up. Oh, like, look at that! 2 people can play at once! Unfortunately, I don't have any friends, so that's going to be impossible. But thankfully, the game was kind enough to take that into account and create computer players. I'm sorry, this game is too cute. Look, a big helper. His name is literally Helper, and the game informs us he'll be a big help. I couldn't tell. God, I love Bomb. And so does my helper. Watch this. Because the helper gets your item, and he can help out. How's that, man? But if you don't want your helper chilling around, you want to play solo, that's cool. You don't need no wingman. Kirby can get all the ladies by himself. That's okay. But you can turn him right back. And that makes it so you can, yeah, if you have a second player, though, they can play as your helper. It's not completely a 2-player game, really. Because, I mean, Kirby's still really running the show, and if you can't keep up with him, the game doesn't really keep that into account. So it's I don't know. It ain't no Contra. It's not quite tailored for that. But it's still good. It's still fun. You just have to be able to keep up with your buddy. Don't play this as kids, where, like, if you start to have a squabble, like, you'll clearly start being mean to each other. Like, that's no fun. This is a move I don't do a whole lot with the... Oh, the guarding, though. Actually, I like to do that. The sliding, I don't do so much. But no, I like to guard every once in a while. It becomes really helpful in certain areas. Do you think I'll be able to practice copy? I hope so. I've been playing this game since I was a chubby little kid. But now we get a whole bunch of stages, we're laid out on a map, and who knows what kind of stuff's gonna happen. I like this kind of Super Mario Bros. 2 sort of opening, and I managed to get hit by the first enemy, because this game, I'm sorry, but this game totally disarms me. I'm like, it's so cute, and the aesthetic's so cute, I don't have to try, and then I'm just completely a buffoon when I play it. But the cutter ability is what we got. It's pretty neat, it's pretty nifty, and I don't know, I like it, it's fun. It's not one of my favorites, it's okay. It's pretty bog standard. Like, this is... It's really typical first power-up you get, and that, oh yeah, that's okay, but I mean, like, you usually want to get something a little more flashy than this. It's just a little blade. Like, Sword is a lot more interesting than this, I think, and I think it does more damage. But that's just me. I know I ain't gonna talk no smack about most any power-ups. Some of them I'm not so big on, but I have my handy few that I really like. But let's try a helper. I picked a bad time to get a helper because now I have to inflate to blow up that bomb block. But that's Sir Kibble. He's a good-looking fella. And I gotta tell you, I think the presence of a helper maybe is slowing down my game a little bit. I don't know why. But I mean, like, we'll share our food with him. We'll let him get fresh with us. He'll share food with us with a nice little smooch. You go, mwah! That's what you got to do with Sir Kibble and any helper. Realistically, I mean, they will share their food with you and they will share their health with you, just as you do with them. It's only fair. You can kind of cheese the helper system a little bit. Like, if your helper's about to die, you can use that little armpit gas or whatever it is to de-helperize them, and after doing that, we'll turn him into Waddle-Doo, because I'm gonna take a nap. That's what the sleep power-up is, by the way. That's all that sleep does, and it's my favorite thing. They bothered to program that into the game. And I think that was on the NES Kirby as well, so... it's not new here, but it's very adorable. I love it. And I like the sword power-up, but again, this Waddle Doo, he's kind of slowing me down a little bit here. But, you know, it's nice to have a helper, why not? Through this playthrough, initially I thought, well, I want to show off all the helpers, I want to show off all the abilities. I can show off all the abilities, but I'm thinking that all the helpers might not be happening if Waddle Doo is going to be tailing behind me. Now he's Blade Knight, and I can show you something else. The Crash power-up, which I believe I already used, but I want to have it again anyway, because it's cool, and I didn't use it in the little area down there where I would have killed a bunch of enemies. I used it incorrectly up here. I wanted to see if it would blow up that bomb block, rather. Excuse my silly tongue. It does not, but the beam can do that, and that's okay. Every power-up has its strengths and weaknesses, except for, like, I don't know, some of them aren't that great, but... So you can just be Waddle Doo, because I've made a decision. I'm done with you, Mr. Helper. But thank you for helping me, and I will just be on my lonesome for now. I might ask for a helper in some case in the future, if I'm hoping that it doesn't slow the emulator down. But until then, I feel kind of guilty, because the helper's so cute, and then when you, like, evaporate them, they look so sad, and I just can't handle it. It's so upsetting. They did everything they could. And the saddest part is when you get a helper and, like, if you let them die, they just start, like, bursting into flames, and you feel terrible. But no, sorry, I was mentioning earlier, you can kind of cheat the helper system. Like, when your helper's about to die, you can just, like, spit your power at them. Or, when they're dying, and here, I can't help myself. Get rid of helper, because I know it's going to slow us down. But get the cook power up. And like the explanation said, if you don't have a hat on, this is a temporary power up, but let's see what it does. It's pretty morose. This is really metal. I gotta be honest with you. Because Kirby cooks his enemies, turns them into food, and then eats them. Man, this game's cute, but it's got some dark undercurrents, I'll tell you. Let me see if I can still do this. I sure can't! Man, this game is so good, and every time I just get worse at it. But, whatever, we got a 1-up. Kirby does a little dance. It's adorable. If Kirby was a real person, I don't know if he's a person, I think he's more a blob monster, I would give him a hug every single day I see him. Even if he's got a parasol for a hand. And I love to death that Kirby's, like, power-up for parasol isn't even, like, oh, he has a parasol for a hat? Or his hand, he's just holding the parasol. His hand is now jutting out the parasol, because it doesn't even look like he's holding it. It looks like it's stuck in his arm. It's the cutest thing. And this door was a trap. It's just got a bunch of the Meta Knights in here. And who are the Meta Knights? You must be curious. Well, we'll get to that. Don't you worry. But yeah, this door was completely just a waste of time. It's just there to trick you into fighting some enemies. By the way, if you are caught with your pants around your ankles when the Meta Knights show up, don't even stress it, dog. Because all you gotta do, and it's not so scary, I promise. All you gotta do is not have a power-up, and you can inhale them, and it makes it real easy. Easy peasy, I promise. We're gonna get a Parasol Waddle Dee, which is not the most creative of names for an enemy. I mean, we already had the Waddle Doo, and it's like, well, what are we gonna call the one with the parasol? Well, just slap a parasol on a Waddle Dee, who cares? But he was still a helper for a brief shining moment. Now we get the mirror power-up, and I love the icon down there to indicate that Kirby has a mirror power-up, is that he's got a little mirror. He's looking in a mirror. Well, now you can't tell, because it's stupid bomb pineapple. There we go. Sorry. Got a little angry. But I like that when Kirby, you can kind of like, instead of running, Kirby just sort of hovers with his mirror. It's cute. And we hit this big switch. What does it do? Why, it opens up a little area for us. Isn't that nifty? I think it is, and if you don't think so, you can go fly a kite, if you'll pardon my French. Sorry, didn't mean to get rude on you guys. Okay, anyways, Kirby's a chubby little pink monster. He's cute, though. He's adorable. Get some of that health because I'm being clumsy with the mirror power-up. I'm trying to just keep doing this little phase in and out thing instead of running because I think it looks cool. I don't know why. I really shouldn't. It's sort of a waste of time. I should just be like spreading mirror shards, which is kind of like the mirror Kirby's attack. I'm not being careful. I need to be careful. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna want that back. Man, oh man. I goofed. I just died to the sleep enemy. Oh man. I can't even believe it. The sleep enemy. You are a worthy foe, sir. I'll slap him once, but I'll let you live another day. The sleep enemies don't even move. I'm telling you, this game, like, don't get the impression, oh, this is harder than it looks. No, it's not. This is as adorable and cute and easy as it looks. I'm just being so clumsy at this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, calm down a bit. I'm just aghast, really. But anyways, okay, back to business. We'll get rid of Sir Kibble here. That is, by the way, Sir Kibble is like the cutest name. I don't know if I've mentioned this recently, but this game is the cutest thing on two legs. But I want to try out a new power-up. Not mushroom power, that doesn't exist. It's wheel. What does it do? Well, what do you think? It turns you into a cute, again, cute. Sort of a cute game. Turns you into a little pink wheel. You gotta go fast. Play it like Sonic. And drive on through. Yep. All the way. And I like how every power-up, it seems like, gives you a little section right after you get the power-up that's really cool, and it basically shows you, like, this is how you can use it, and it makes you feel like you're actually using the power. It's really cool. It's not just, well, here's, a wheel, and whatever. We beat that guy. His name's Bonkers. I don't know why. Later, as the games go on, he like turns into like a monkey or something. I'm not a fan of that. I think he's just a dumb-looking person, but I guess Sakurai decided to retcon that. What am I talking about? Nobody cares. But now we brought the hammer power up in, we can punch down that stake and get 3 free lives out of the deal. Basically, whenever a hammer power-up shows up, you should probably get it, because usually there's about to be a stake nearby. And do I get all the 1-ups? If you get to the further you get, the better the score you get on this little thing. You could probably guess that. But I got it, I think. Alright, 11 lives. Hopefully I can lose all of them to more static enemies that don't move. What's this, an E? Why, that may stand for enemy. But don't run, because it's coming right at you. So we might as well go take care of it now before we finish up. What is this? Some monster with a bow in its hair and no arms and orbs. Like, I still don't know what that thing is. And Bonkers is our friend here. We'll get rid of him to see whatever this monster had in store for us. It's the fighter ability. You can punch lots and times. I don't know. But this is where we're wrapping up today. There's a little more Dyna Blade to cover, but next time we'll finish it up.